Hey there, it's Graciela here. In today's video, we'll be learning how to download images from a SharePoint column in Power Apps. So we have this simple app that was pre-generated by Power Apps, and it's already connected to a SharePoint list, which is the one that we're showing here. We have an image type column that we want to give the users the option to download to their computer. So for that, we need to add an icon in the application and allow them to save it, or allow them to open it in a new tab so they can save it. And in this case, there's one way in which we can see what's the general structure that we need to follow for the download to happen. So for that, let's open the SharePoint site and the SharePoint list that we're going to be working with, and then let's right-click and then click on Inspect. Then let's click on Network. And I'm going to just clear everything just in case, so it's clean. And then I'm going to click on the image. Once I click on the image, we see that there's this small action on other things that are happening in the backend, in which we are getting the content of the attachment using this URL. So what we're going to do from the Canvas app is to replicate this URL so we can give the users the option to download. I'm going to copy this and paste it in a site where we can decode the URL, because you can see that we have some special characters going on. So I'm going to click on Decode, and you can see that this is what we end with. So I will just paste it in a notepad, just like I have done here. But you can see that we have the SharePoint address, then the site, then the list name, and then it always says attachments, then the ID of the item, which in this case, it's ID number 2. If I close this, you can see that this is ID number 2. And then we have this set of characters that always can start with reserved attachment, image attachment, and then some characters, and then some type of ID. And then the file type or the file extension. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to replicate this URL in Power Apps. So let's go back to our app. And let's go here. For us to see how we can perform this download, let's insert a text label to inspect what's the information that the image column brings to the app. So let's make this bigger. And this is a regular form. You can see that the item is already connected to the selected item from the gallery. So what I'm going to do is just to selected gallery.selected, and then let's bring the photography or the image. And then let's bring, for example, the full size. And you can see if I play this, that among of these special characters, we have what's the site, we have what's the list ID, and at the end, we also have this section that says reserved image attachment, and then we have thumbnails, and then we kind of have the same structure. It just has a bit more special characters. But if I copy all of these and paste it as well in a decoder, we're going to see that it kind of looks similar to what we have. So I'm going to copy this and paste it below. We can see that the attachment name for the image actually starts here. It starts with the same format. And then we have some special characters to represent the underscore, the square brackets. But here you can see it says photography in Spanish, which is the column name. Then we have .png, which is the format. So what we really need to extract is what comes after attachments and before thumbnails. So we are interested in all of these. And once we get the information from there, we just need to replace the special characters by the square brackets. So for that, we already have a blog that shows the code on how to do this if you want to have a look. I'm also going to leave the comments in the description of the video, this code, but this is pretty much what we need to use. So I'm just going to copy the code and paste it here. For some reason, there are some special characters here, so let's remove them. And here, we just need to place what's the SharePoint address. And this is also missing the sites, so I'm just gonna make sure to add the sites as well in the blog. So I'm going to copy all of these, the SharePoint address, and then the list, which would cover all this section. Then we have attachments, and then we have the item ID, which we're gonna get from the app. Then we have a backslash, and then we start substituting the information. For now, I am going to copy all of this and paste it here in the text label that we have in place so we can see how it's working. Going to paste it here, open it a little bit, and I'm going to copy the column and the image size that we want, and we are going to replace all these by the thing that we need. Now you can see that we are replacing the special characters by the square brackets. We're extracting thumbnails, and we're extracting what is after attachments before thumbnails, and then we end up with this text. So now what we just need to do is to concatenate this to the URL. So for that, I am just going to add a new icon here in this bar at the top. Going to click there, and then we're going to insert a download icon. It looks a bit big, so let's put it to 40. And then I'm just going to put it at the beginning, so it's there. Now on the onSelect, we're gonna be using the download function. So it's gonna be just download, and then the URL, the site, the list, then it comes the item ID. For the item ID, we're gonna be doing the same thing. It's going to be the selected item of the gallery, and then we extract the ID column. And finally, we are just going to copy the code that we got from the blog and paste it here, and then just close parentheses. And with that, we should be able to download. I'm going to copy the whole code just in case. And then let's hit on execute, and then I will just click on download. And you see that now I see the full image, and users can download it, or if they want to take a screenshot, or what they need to do with the image. But now we have added the option for them to download. For now, I am going to remove this text label because it was just for testing. And with this, we can just save and publish our app for users to be able to download images from Power Apps that are connected to Images SharePoint columns. I hope that this was useful for you. See you next time.